Hello and welcome. I hope you watched our previous video. That was the second part of our conversations, and today we are presenting you the third part of our conversation. And in this video we are more diving into the EU long-term card, the EU blue card, etc. And also we are talking about the new changes which are coming soon here in Poland. So we asked what might be the changes, and she said that, I would like to tell you one thing. She said that there will be changes regarding the language certificate B1 level. Yeah, so there might be changes, of course, she said that, but we don't know exactly what will come. And she also noticed that the high school certificate and the diploma course might not work. So if you are applying now, then do it immediately within this year. So from next year there might not be chance who has already those documents. If you can, then do within this year so that you will be safe. With saying that, keep watching till the end so you will get all those answers in this video. And don't forget to use the promo code if you need any legal services. So you can use our channel name, the Bliss, so that you will get the 10% discount in your service fee. You can give thumbs up if you like our video, and also share with your friend and subscribe our channel, and we will see you in the next video. Okay, so welcome again in our third part of our conversations. So in this conversation, we are trying to explain about the long-term stay in Poland. So the first question will be, what are the legal basis for long-term stay? So for example, EU long-term residence permit, it might be EU blue card, or it might be permanent residence, I think. So
actually, blue card
of these things. So let you explain.
Okay, so blue card, we should actually move to the section of TRC, because it's a blue card. It's a TRC for people who are professionals. It's mostly for the IT.
It's the temporary. It comes under the temporary residence permit. Right?
Yes, blue card.
But I heard that it has given might be for 5 years. Or no? What?
Actually, it's the same application as TRC. Mm-hmm. It's just you mention it's blue card, and you need to bring slightly different additional documents. Okay. So for blue card, you need to make more money. You need to, we can like say,
for high skill professionals.
Yes, so you need to make over 10,000 zloty netto. And but as I heard in Poland, it's actually low. For example, in Germany, you need to really make a higher amount than this. Okay. So to obtain blue card.
For this, how long they issue? For example, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year. There is certain limitations.
Yes, but it's like mostly for 3 years.
Mostly for 3 years.
Yeah. So first of all, salary, and then the second thing is you need to bring the diplomas, which are applicable to the work you're doing now, to the position which you're having now.
So they must be professionals, like that might be bachelor's degree or master's degree, something like that.
No, yes, but for example, you need also to show that you were working as a professional before, some letters from the companies, or for example more advanced programs, so not only bachelor or master, but MBA, diploma, or it's for high skill, or certificates applicable for your position in the company, for example in the IT company. So they need to be for example, you're IT specialist, but you get your bachelor's in literature. So that doesn't work. So that needs to be a diploma which applies to your situation, professional situation right now, to your current position. Then the letters from your previous employees also about the position which is applicable for you right now. And then you need to make certain amount of money. Yeah.
So let's talk about the EU long-term card. I think it's the most popular one for the foreigners who is staying in Poland. So what are the basic, not to tell basic, what are the main criteria for EU long-term residence permit? For example, let's say they must stay here at least 5 years legally. Yeah. So what are the criteria to apply for that?
In those 5 years, they cannot travel for longer than in one row longer than 6 months, and in general longer than 10 months outside of Poland. But actually, we need to also take in consideration that in Schengen area there is no borders, so that cannot be really counted. So we're saying mostly about the travels outside of the Schengen area.
Okay.
Also, if those travels are related to your professional work and your company is sending it, and you have a cover letters for that, documents showing that it was because of your company, so work related, that doesn't count. So that's important thing. And you need to have this Polish language B1 certificate before you could have this diploma. So actually now you still can have a diploma from Szkoła Policjalna, świadectwo from Szkoła Policjalna, from florist, or I don't know, medical staff or anything like this. That's so fine, but it's changing. So soon you need to obtain the B1 certificate to have it.
Okay, so that comes under the high school certificate or the diploma. So if somebody completes their education from Polish high school or diploma, that also recognized as a B1 level.
Now, yes, but probably from next year, no.
Okay, we'll talk about that later, okay?
So now, yes, now you can still apply with it, but soon those rules will be changed.
Might be, okay. And also they must be take care of their dues and taxes, I think.
For last 3 years.
For last 3 years.
Minimum, but that they can also change, so.
Okay. Okay, so there is most common question which I hear by some friends or people. Somebody says that there is like taxation limit we need to pay to get EU long-term residence permit. Is that correct?
So there is a minimum wage which you need to always make. If you make below it, that can be problem. So from this, so the tax should be the minimum wage. So it's hard me to say because from last 3 years the minimum wage were changing, but generally you cannot make less than minimum wage. So for example, now the minimum wage will be upgraded to 4,666. So you need to take that into consideration, because if your contract is less than this from January, that can bring you problems in the future. So with your TRC. So you need to always to make minimum wage according to the government, and you need to pay tax from this minimum wage.
Okay, so as I understood, so there is no fixed amount that much should be paid. But if somebody is staying here in Poland since last 5 years and he is regularly working and paying dues and tax, then it will be fine.
It should be fine, yes.
Yeah? Okay. Thank you for that clarification. So, how long, if somebody applies for EU long-term card, how long he or she should wait for the decision?
It's the same like for TRC.
I know it's so long time, but in general, what would be the time frame?
From 9 months to 1 year.
Okay. So during that period, they must issue the decision, right? So is there any chances if somebody needs like immediate, if somebody has the emergency situation, in that case they can issue faster?
For long residency, so generally for that, you need to have a tier C. So I think if you have emergency, you can use your tier C and travel outside.
Okay, let's say if he or she doesn't have the temporary residence, then
we're going to the situation with the tier C. It's very hard. You can always push the government. You can also like tell them that it's an emergency, that but you need to have a lot of proofs that it's true, you know. So it's not only that you're saying this, oh, I have this emergency. You need to have a proof that it's true. So for example, your member of family is sick, like your mother, father. You need to prove from the doctor that it's sick and that you need to go at this and this time. And you cannot think that in 1 week you will get this decision. You need to give yourself this 2 months minimum, because 1 month it takes for the government to, you know, to open your letter. And then next month they can send the decision. So it still takes time. But yes, you can try. I cannot say you cannot try, but you need to have a lot of documents supporting your statement. And then there is some options, but it's up to the government to decide if it's if it's really necessary.
Okay, so, and also there is one question. Nowadays, I have some friends who used to ask, like, they come to Europe in Schengen countries, other Schengen countries, and sometimes they might want to come here in Poland. So is there any possibility if somebody comes, for example, let's say Croatia, they are working there and they have their temporary residence permit on working basis. So if they want to come here Poland, are they allowed to come here to work or not?
Yes, they are, because we have actually a lot of clients from Hungary, from Croatia, from Malta. I think that's the most common countries in Schengen area where people are transferring to Poland. From there, it's possible because we are European Union and we're in the Schengen area. So actually, according to European Union law, you can change your location, your stay, and you can transfer between countries without any problem. In this situation, I recommend to come as soon as possible to the lawyer who can make the application, because there are two things. So, for example, if you're changing your location from Croatia or from Bulgaria, they are canceling your TRC very fast. In Poland, that doesn't happen as yet. So in Poland, mostly if you're obtaining the TRC for 1 year, for 3 years, it's like government mostly won't cancel it. But if you don't work period this time, you didn't inform them, or other things just influence your next decision. So you cannot expect that you will have a positive decision for your next TRC. But in those countries, they are canceling very fast. So when they will cancel it in this 1 week or 2 weeks, and after 2 weeks, you will come to lawyer and you make the application because your TRC or your visa is valid. Actually, visa it's okay, but mostly TRC is valid till I don't know, next 3 months. It's actually not like this, because it's valid only if you're fulfilling this this reason why this TRC is issued. So once you're not coming to work for 1 week, they understand that you're not working there anymore, and they are informing government, and they canceling your TRC. So if you're coming after 1 month being in Poland to the lawyer, and the lawyer will make your application good and everything is okay, and you can still get negative decision because you're already illegal in the Schengen area. So based on TRC, you can travel in 1 year for 90 days around the Schengen area. So you can be for 90 days outside your country which issue you this TRC. But the thing is, if they cancel your TRC, you're starting to be here illegal.
Yeah.
Because the reason why they give your TRC, it doesn't exist anymore, and they can do it. So in this 90 days is not applicable, and your TRC is not valid. And based on this, you can get negative decision from the government, and it costs you deportation. So first thing I'm saying, you can of course change your location and live in another Schengen country, but you need to first to go to lawyer, and they should make your application as soon as possible and send it by the post. Then in 7-8 months, you will have a fingerprint. I can say from 6 to 9 months, you should have a fingerprint, because it's a lot of applications and it's just a huge queue. Yes.
Yeah.
In this time, as I told before, if you send this application by post, so from the day you send it, it's like the same value as you would bring it to the immigration and gave it personally. So this card which you get from the post about confirming that you sent it, it's actually your confirmation till you don't get a stamp in the passport, and the stamp in the passport you get after fingerprints, that you sent the documents, so you're legally here. So even if your visa, TRC from other country expired, you're still legal in Poland.
Okay.
Based on that, you should obtain the work permit. Waiting time for work permit is 3 months.
Yeah.
And without work permit, you cannot work. You can work without work permit mostly only if you're students, because a full-time student in Poland can also full-time work. So then you don't need the work permit. But if your situation is different, then you need to have a work permit. But generally, you can legally move to Poland.
But they need to well prepare with regarding their legalization and the documentations. Right?
And you can also apply for work permit, not being in Poland. So if you're in Malta, Hungary, and Croatia, you want to move to Poland, you can approach an agency. We are also doing HR. So we're a law company, but we're also having a certificate to do HR. And if people are asking us to find the work, we're finding the work. And we are also applying for the work permit documents. And then they have a work permit. They moving to Poland. Based on this work permit, they can start work immediately and apply with all set of the documents. Because if you are coming to Poland and you're just starting to research for work, you need to give yourself this 3-4 months till you will find a proper job. And then with signed contract, work permit, paid ZUS for last 3 months, and tax, you're going for the fingerprints. So sometimes this fingerprints is actually good that it's coming for after so many months, because those people can settle here. And if it would be very fast, it won't be possible.
Okay. Yeah, so I think we are coming to the end, and I would like to just add one last question. That will be, you already mentioned it before, like there are some changes which are coming soon in Poland. So I would like to ask you about what might be the changes. I think there is no concrete information yet because they are making it. So what might be the changes?
There is one concrete change, that it will be this B1 certificate. And that's świadectwo from szkoła policyjna won't be applicable for your long-term resident. So that's the change which for sure will come. The other changes, I wouldn't say that there are other changes by now.
So just let me make it clear. So the B1 might be stay, but the certificate from
B1 will stay.
B1 will stay, but the certificate from schools or diploma might not be workful. Is that right?
From beginning of next year, most probably they won't work. So if someone is thinking to apply now with this świadectwo from Szkoła Policjalna, it's the best to apply now, and florist, other things are applicable now. But after this change, it won't work.
If they have passed the government exam,
that's okay, that works.
I mean the government exam of florist, for example, let's say. I think for now they are submitting the certificate from the schools. The school gives the certificate and there is mentioning that they have completed. Yeah. And there is another certificate which is given by the government that he has passed the government exam within that. So if they submitted, that might be work.
So for now, as we know, this will be changing. So maybe I can answer that after I will see what change are for sure there. As I know for now, what they are planning, it will be more difficult to get to because people were overusing the situation with świadectwo,
yeah, so
this diploma.
They
want to be sure that Polish people who are applying are actually speaking Polish. In the level that is communicative level, which is B1 level, and they will be actually, looking for the certificates of schools, which they are sure that they given a certificate which really applies to the level of language they speak. Because a lot of people who were obtaining the świadectwo, who become florists and everything, it's of course amazing they did those schools, but the thing is they didn't speak Polish. And immigration is not stupid. If people are applying, they talking to them, they don't have a clue what they talking about, but they still applying for the long term with the certificates. They seeing this and they make the rules more difficult.
Okay,
they want to be sure that people are speaking
Polish language. Yeah.
Polish language.
Okay, so what might be other changes?
As I was telling, this is change the change that we know that is there, and they will be applying this for sure.
Okay.
If we will see the written change, confirmed by government, then we can say that okay, this change is there, and this is it. We need to follow this. But there are some rules which are there, but the immigration were more liberal and they didn't follow it. So, for example, the nostrification of the diploma from foreign country, the rule was there, but just the consulate, the embassy, they didn't follow this rule and they were still giving the visas. So for sure that's changed because they're more strict with this. Other thing which changed recently we're seeing from the experience is those funds for the students that they want the history. We need to see that you really have these funds to cover your lifestyle here in Poland. The other thing is they mostly want the confirmation of the. So before you needed only to show that you have a polisa for the insurance. Now you need to show also the confirmation that you paid it. So before they didn't ask it. Okay, you have it, that's fine. Now it can cost you a negative decision, especially when you're a student, that you didn't put the confirmation. So there are like those things which are actually more follow, you know, so they become more strict. So immigration is giving negative decision for those things, and before they didn't need all this confirmation. So before it wasn't a problem that you didn't inform the government in the 15 days that you're leaving your job. And also important, when you're leaving your job, you should get świadectwo pracy. It's an obligation from your employer to give the employee a świadectwo pracy. So it's actually your law to get it. So that's the one thing. And after leaving from your job, in 15 days, you should, in 14 days, they should give you this. In 15 days, you should inform government. Then in another 30 days, you have this period that you can look for a job and other things. But in 30 days, you actually should inform government about if your situation is changing. And if you have a new employee, you should change the base of your card. And now that all those things, if you're not doing before, it wasn't a problem. But now if you won't do it, it can cost you a negative decision. So the rules were there, but they weren't so much followed. And now they're following it very strictly.
Okay. Thank you so much. I think these were the topics, and these were the most questions which might be raised in our minds, especially staying here as a foreigner. And thank you so much for all those questions and your answers. And I hope we'll meet you again if there will be any questions and concerns. We need to make it clear. And thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure to have conversation with you. Thank you.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to have conversation with you, to share my knowledge with all your audience. If there are any more questions, you can always contact the Legal Wings, and we'll be happy to give you all the answers you need, all the informations. And we're located in center of Warsaw in Marszałkowska Street. You can also contact us by WhatsApp. We're doing a lot of online appointments. If there are people from other cities or other countries, you can also follow us on our social media, because we're trying to inform and educate people as well by our social media.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.